I'm curious as to what the good news is.
It's good news in this day and age, where it's like it's good news for now until the Supreme Court says no.
Okay. Well, what are we looking at?
Well, that one's not the first one.
Oh, well,
Well,
damn
you know
it.
what? Fuck it. It's my show. I can make it the first one.
You can.
We
That
start
is
with
an
good news and
option
end
you
on a bad
have.
note. We can start with the good news and end on a bad note. That's what we can do.
I like that less.
So this was sent to me by multiple people. My anonymous source, Andy T. Benson. Judge rules Trump cannot act as a national police chief. So this was U.S. District Judge Charles Breyer, who is the brother of former Supreme Court Judge, I think, Stephen Breyer.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Scott Roscoe. Silk Song. Is that the good news? Yeah. Today is the last day the world will exist without Silk Song in it.
Delayed
I'm
by
working
20.
hard to get my script done, and I'm going to get all my recording done first thing, so I can spend like 4 hours tomorrow playing Silk Song.
You just did the scratch on the chin of like the drug addict who needs a new hit. You as you were saying that, you did the iconic scratch of the side of the face towards the chin.
It's my beard lice.
You're just sitting there going, "Hey man, you got any more of those Metroidvanias? Hey, you got any more of those?"
He's been in the news for another Trump thing, if I recall correctly. Yeah, he was. He struck down, or he said that Trump calling on the National Guard in the first place was illegal, and then that got appealed, and the Ninth Circuit overturned it and said, no, we can use the National Guard for this stupid shit. But this one is Gavin Newsom sued him not for bringing in the National Guard, but for how the National Guard has been used, because they're using the National Guard to do normal police stuff, like setting up street barricades and crowd control and shit like that. Stuff that the National Guard is explicitly not allowed to do. Mm-hmm. Like, it's in a law. It's illegal for the National Guard to do these things. And so this judge looked at that and said, yeah, it's illegal. No, cleaning up trash is in D.C. And D.C. has different things. Like, it's more likely that he's actually allowed to use the National Guard the way he is in D.C. than in other states, just because of how D.C. is. I don't understand the technicalities of that. Watch a Legal Eagle video if you want more.
I think it's because D.C. is not a state.
I assume Legal Eagle has a video on that. Yes. It should be.
Usually he does.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a great idea. D.C. statehood.
Okay.
That's my joke for the stream. You need to laugh at it.
I don't even know what that would change.
Keep doing it until you laugh.
Like, I don't even know what that would actually change.
No, my idea bulb.
Oh.
My idea bulb. Okay, whatever.
The problem is that it's to the side of your head.
It's like you don't even love me anymore, Suris.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out a time where I did. This is the part of the divorce proceedings where the one person goes, "It's like you don't love me anymore," and the person just slowly turns their head like, "Who said I ever loved you?"
Yeah. So Trump has now withdrawn. Go away.
Trump has withdrawn, and you told him to go away. Go away. Perfect.
Sure. He withdrew all but 300 of the troops, and he's mulling over sending troops to other major cities like Chicago and New York, which would also be illegal, and which would also result in lawsuits, and which would also wind up even if he if he loses at the smaller courts, he's still going to get it overturned by the Supreme Court, who just says, yeah, no, we will suck Trump's dick all the way, balls deep. I mean, I saw an article last week that suggested that John Roberts might regret having, essentially said, no, we can't possibly charge Trump for any crimes ever.
Do you think Justice Roberts is going to regret things?
I don't know. I didn't actually read the article. That's what the headline said, and I know headlines are sensationalist, but I have hope that maybe he sees the errors of his ways and is going to actually be reasonable now.
Naki Bree asks what brings you to my home state. So I'm in Iowa helping a friend with his house. House is in need of repairs. I know how to do some of those repairs, so I'm here.
Ooh, come help me build an office.
I mean, I know how to drywall.
Okay, but I need the framing first.
I know how to build framing.
Okay.
Like building framing's easy.
Ceiling joists? Yeah, I know framing's easy, but ceiling joists?
I don't know how to do ceiling joists. I've not.
Okay,
rather, let me be more specific. I have not done ceiling joisting before, but everything that I know how to do right now is something I didn't know how to do when I learned it. So
okay. So now we have an excuse for you to come to Canada. Now we just need you to overstay your visa,
and then I'll just overstay it for a while, and then a while more.
Yeah. Oh, but that doesn't work, because then if we build my office in the garage, then that'll become your room probably.
I go to sleep in the office, and then you get up, you like just start shaking me awake. Suris, I've got to work. Sir, I have to get to fucking. Fine, I'm just gonna fucking sit on you while I work.
I will sit on your face while I work.
Not what I said. Not even remotely what I
heard.
said.
That's what I heard.
You heard what you wanted to hear.
I did. So Briar concluded that Trump's LA deployment, which was overseen by Pete Hegseth, violated a longstanding law meant to prevent domestic law enforcement by the military, the Posse Comitatus Act. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm probably saying it wrong, and I don't care. His decision followed a 4-day trial last month that included testimony from Pentagon officials overseeing the troop deployment in Los Angeles. So the act bars the military from enforcing domestic laws without explicit permission from Congress. But Breyer said that despite this restriction, the Pentagon systematically used armed soldiers to perform police functions.
I mean, look, Trump.
Comitatus. That's how I'm reading that.
If Trump has his way, he literally just wants a group of effectively security guards as if he was running a business. Like, that's what he wants the National Guard to be, more than anything. He wants the United States to operate as if it's a business, and he wants the National Guard to operate as if it's private security. That seems to be what he wants, more than anything. And it's frustrating. It's incredibly frustrating. But at this point, all we can do is just keep trying to fight him in the courts.
Yeah, but the problem with that is once you get to the top of the courts, there's his stooges.
Yep. Hey, and there's even 3 of them.
Mm-hmm. And the White House criticized this ruling, saying, well, far-left courts try to stop President Trump from carrying out his mandate to make America safe again. The president is committed to protecting law-abiding citizens, and this will not be the final say on the issue. Why is the White House to protecting law-abiding...
Wait, why is the White House tweeting out about, like, far-left radicals?
Because a judge said Trump can't do a thing.
Since
when
do we
obviously the only reason they would do that is if they're far left radical. But what I say is that if Trump is truly committed to protecting law-abiding citizens, he needs to himself.
I mean, with his pinky too? Jeez.
Yes. All the way.
But
he needs to go all the way.
It frustrates me to no end because we have not, in my knowledge, we have not until this administration had such a focus from a president on specifically the left is bad or the right is bad. Mm-hmm. Now, we have had presidents mention it before.
Every other president at least makes a show of being like, hey, Republican or Democrat, you are all American citizens, and I am the leader of America. I represent all of you, so I'm going to do what I can for all of you. Mm-hmm. Whereas Trump has been the first president in history that's like, if you're not on my team, then fuck you. You don't deserve emergency aid when a hurricane hits.
My team is Team America. If you're not Team America, then I don't even know what you're doing. No, seriously, I'm really not all here. I don't know what you're doing. They have me pumped up with so many fucking drugs.
Yeah, it goes in the IV in my hand. Did you see the bruising? It's something awful. Yeah, safe again, Massa? Oh, I don't like that. Yeah, no, the Make America blank again. It's part of it's part of the fascist simplification of language in order to have like your thought-stopping slogans.
Also, calling it Massa just feels wrong.
I mean, it is wrong.
I mean, yes, obviously, but like we already have a set of short frame language for what that's supposed to imply.
Make America nuanced again, and then we can do magic because we've collected mana.
The Gathering, the collectible card game?
Well, I mean, mana is a magic power in like every friggin' fantasy game type thing there is. True.
Unless you're playing D&D, and then it's still fucking spell slots. I don't like the spell slot system.
Yeah, you know what? It would be... I found when I was playing that we didn't use our good spells hardly ever.
Yeah, you end up relying on the cantrips.
Now, and I'd need it later, so I could better save it for the bigger boss. So it would be nice if there was a way to replenish that without having to take a long rest or whatever.
Yeah, the only way that I have seen that like groups really use their spells is when the DM has a very, very lax policy on long rests. Like being able to long rest inside a dungeon so long as you've cleared the area, inspected it for traps and stuff. Like that's when I see that people are willing to use their spell slots a little more loosey-goosey.
So I think I'm not much for actual play podcasts, but I do listen to D&D minus. And one of the dynamics that has arisen on that show is that Heath Enright will just do whatever is the most chaotic thing in the moment.
Okay.
Like he is just an agent of chaos, and sometimes that means he expends his high level spell slot on something completely stupid. Like I think it was the previous season, but there was like one season where he had he had a cloak of bread summoning, where like he could reach into his pockets and pull out a loaf of bread, and you'd roll a D100 to see what type of bread it was. And multiple times he's like, he was the tank of the group, so he had the most damage and the most HP and everything, but he spent his turn pulling bread out of his pocket with the hopes that it was going to be the right kind of bread that would distract the guy so that someone else could beat him up. And it's just hilarious. Rhino is just like me, finishes games with an inventory full of elixirs just in case. Yeah, so when I play Final Fantasy VII, I just fucking, I don't care about that it's technically cheating. I use the W item glitch to get 99 of every fucking thing. And that's the only way that like I will actually use my elixirs, because I know I can get it back up to 99 at the next battle.
Don't we actually, like, because of Pokemon specifically, I believe we actually have like a video game concept called the elixir problem that's in direct reference to that. Fairly certain. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Spoonbill of Adam says, for $5, says, my only D&D experience is playing Baldur's Gate 3. It's a great game, but I could take or leave D&D aspect of it. Yeah, but what about the bear sex? And I don't mean sex while naked. I mean sex with an actual bear.
Yep. The elixir problem.
That's a thing that happens in that game.
The elixir problem is a known issue in game design, and it is called the elixir problem because of RPGs that unilaterally use elixirs as a thing that lets you replenish spell points. Whatever your spell points happen to be for that game.
Also not forget the candy problem with Pokemon. Well, actually, candy is steroids.
So don't forget the candy problem. I don't think there's a candy problem in Pokemon.
Well, the candy problem is that candy is steroids.
I mean, yeah, it is, but like, I don't know. I've never seen players discuss rare candies as a problem in a game outside of like a dupe glitch is really easy, and therefore you get people using them.
I think Sean just wanted to point out that candy is steroids.
I think so. That seems to be what it was.
You know what, Sean? Suris is not doing his best work at getting the jokes today, so
I see. You just had to go ahead and turn on the light bulb when you did that.
Yes, I did.
I see. I understand.
Anyway, back to the story. The judge said the California National Guard contingent known as Task Force 51 has clearly violated those limits by engaging in routine law enforcement actions under the orders of Pentagon leadership. The violations were not one-off acts by individual service members, but rather the function of systematic and willful orders to troops to execute domestic law. Then he lists the things that they did, like setting up protective perimeters, traffic blockades, crowd control, and the like. There was no rebellion, nor... this is... He goes back to his original ruling, saying that it was illegal to call it out in the first place, where, like, he can't relitigate that, but since he's the one writing the opinion on this one, he can, like, point out that, no, I was right about that. There was no rebellion, nor was civilian law enforcement unable to respond to the protests and enforce the law, the judge wrote, adding, this was intentional. Defendants instigated a month-long deployment of the National Guard Marines to Los Angeles for the purpose of establishing a military presence there and enforcing federal law.
Wasn't it 29 days specifically so that none of the Guard members could get their per diems?
Something like that.
That's
Someone in the chat said something like that.
Yeah, that's also shitty. Like that, I feel like when you intentionally skirt the spirit of a law like that, it should be retroactively enforced if you're in a high position of power.
Sure. I also think, like, keep in mind when he does stuff like deploy the National Guard, knowing that it's going to result in a flurry of lawsuits. Who's paying for the lawsuits? When a state governor sues the President of the United States and his administration, who is footing the bill there?
Taxpayers.
It's the taxpayers.
Yep.
So, like, he claims to be all about minimizing government waste and maximizing the income. He's like, he's going to run the government as a business, even though that's a really stupid idea. And, you know, make it profitable. It's like, no, you are doing things that you know is going to get you sued. And then it's the taxpayers that are footing the bill for this. That, like, talk about waste and inefficiency. Like, never mind the cost of mobilizing the Guard on its own. How much of these lawsuits cost?
Yeah, that's even thinking about that just makes me kind of want to ram my head through a wall. I'm not even gonna lie. It's a
so
cycle.
That's our good news for today.
Oh boy.
Hey, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I really could not do any of this without all of you. Those of you watching, and especially those of you who support me on Patreon. I wanted to go ahead and take a minute to thank all of you who do that, because with YouTube being what it is these days, I really cannot do this full time without the support from each and every one of you.
Those people would be Red Joker, Purple Poundini, Jemshin, Britzkrieg, Jupe the Malignant, Michael, Ravalern, Mabbity Babbity, Astral Frontier,
Tales of Atonement,
Nixie Chan, Kiri Artemis, Limor Pinku, Love Bunny Games, Victorian Alchemist, I'm not saying the last part of that, and you know that,
Aurora, Leela Ururaka,
Arcton Arclacier, Kiratorian, Dren Hadamata, Jordan M, John L, Lord Bleck, Smiling Game Master, and Fire Shard.
Thank you so very much. But since you're here, why not go ahead and try watching another one? There should be one that's on the screen right now. And if you are a patron of mine, I wanted to go ahead and thank you again for all of your support. There is still a video you could press though, if you'd like. I would appreciate it just a little bit.